Forget everything you thought you knew about the red planet. Mars is finally speaking, and it is telling a story we never expected. Deep oceans hidden in the shadows, mysterious structures, and the chemical footprints of ancient life. Is it a dead desert or a sleeping giant? We're diving into 5 massive discoveries that just changed Martian history forever. Let's solve the mystery together. The fingerprint of a ghost ocean. Look at Mars today. It's a frozen, rust-colored desert. But believe it or not, our red neighbor used to be blue, very blue. Astronomers have just found what they call the fingerprint of a massive, ancient ocean. In the past, we saw strange marks on the northern plains of Mars. They looked like shorelines, but they were all wavy and uneven. It didn't make sense. I mean, water always finds a level, right? But here's the breakthrough. It turns out Mars actually tilted. Its entire outer skin, or the crust, shifted billions of years ago. Think of it like a loose rug sliding across a hardwood floor. When scientists adjusted their maps for this planetary slide, those wavy marks lined up perfectly. Suddenly, they weren't just random hills, they were a single, perfect sea level that once wrapped around half the planet. This is a huge scientific milestone. We aren't just talking about a few puddles or a passing rainstorm. We're talking about a permanent, deep ocean that stayed there for millions of years. This stable environment is the perfect kitchen for life to start cooking. It means Mars had plenty of time for tiny microbes to thrive. Plus, this discovery is like a treasure map for our future missions. Now we know exactly where the ancient beaches are. When we finally bring Mars rocks back to Earth, those are the spots where we'll be looking for signs of ancient life. The reality? Mars is a planet with a very wet and very mysterious secret. But an ancient ocean isn't the only thing Mars was hiding. Something even more bizarre was waiting in the cracks of the rocks. The spider webs of Mars. Usually, when we think of Mars, we imagine a lifeless, dusty rock. But NASA's Curiosity rover just spotted something that looks like it belongs in a spooky movie. While climbing the slopes of Mount Sharp, it found these delicate, crisscrossing structures that look exactly like giant spider webs. Now, don't worry, we haven't found giant space spiders just yet. These webs are actually a rare geological masterpiece called boxwork. So, how does a planet weave a web out of stone? Well, it's all about a very slow, ancient process. Think of it like a house where the bricks eventually crumbled away, but the cement between them stayed standing. Billions of years ago, tiny cracks began to splinter across the Martian surface. Mineral-rich water, which was mostly carrying calcium sulfate, seeped into these cracks like liquid glue. Over time, that glue hardened into solid mineral veins. Then the Martian wind spent millions of years sandblasting the area. The softer rock around the veins simply turned to dust and blew away, leaving behind these beautiful, fragile mineral skeletons hanging in the air. But here's why this is a scientific milestone. These stone webs are like silent witnesses to Mars's hidden history. They demonstrate that water didn't just flow on the surface, it stayed underground for a very long time, triggering complex chemical reactions. By studying the flavor of these minerals, including their acidity and elements, we can understand if that ancient water was a cozy home for life or a harsh environment. It's like reading a diary written in crystals. Think about it. Isn't it wild how a simple mineral vein can tell us more about a planet's past than a giant mountain? What do you think? Could there be more ghosts of ancient water hiding in plain sight?
Mars's secret chemical archive. For years, NASA's Curiosity rover has been sniffing the Martian dirt looking for clues of life. But finding organic molecules on Mars is like trying to find a delicate ancient scroll in a burning building. Usually, Curiosity bakes the soil in a tiny oven to analyze it, but that extreme heat often destroys the very molecules we're looking for. This time, however, scientists tried something different. They used a clever chemical trick called the TMAH experiment. Think of it like adding a special protective coating to a fragile artifact before moving it. This chemical shielded the molecules, allowing Curiosity to identify them without breaking them apart. The results are staggering. Curiosity discovered more than 20 different types of complex organic compounds, including fatty acids, right there in the Gale crater. Now, we have to remember something important. Finding organic molecules doesn't automatically mean we've found aliens. These structures can also be created by non-living processes, such as meteorites or volcanic activity. But here is the kicker. These are the essential building blocks for life as we know it. It's like finding all the ingredients for a cake scattered across a kitchen. We don't see the cake yet, but we now know for sure that Mars had every single ingredient needed to bake one. This discovery proves that the ancient lake bed of Gale Crater has been acting as a chemical archive for billions of years, protecting these delicate structures from harsh radiation. If these molecules survived on the surface, imagine what might be hiding deep underground where the sun's rays can't reach. This success is a massive green light for future missions like Perseverance to dig even deeper. We are no longer asking if Mars had the ingredients for life. We are now asking how they got there and if anything ever used them to grow. Be honest, does finding the ingredients of life on another planet make you feel like we're getting closer to a cosmic handshake? A fossilized Tuesday afternoon. Did you know we can now read a weather report from 3.6 billion years ago? NASA's Curiosity rover just made an accidental but revolutionary discovery in Gale Crater. It found the fossil of an ancient sandstorm. These are rare rock patterns called supercritical climbing ripples. Most geological structures take millions of years to form, but these ripples were created in just a few minutes during a single massive storm. It is a literal snapshot of a Tuesday afternoon from billions of years ago. This discovery changes everything we know about the Martian atmosphere. For the wind to move that much sand that quickly, the atmosphere must have been thick and heavy, just like Earth's. Today, the air on Mars is too thin for this to ever happen again. This is the most solid physical proof we have that Mars once had a dense atmosphere before it began leaking away into space. Just to be clear, these aren't those spiderweb mineral veins we saw before. These are actual sand dunes frozen in time. So doesn't it feel strange to look at a storm that ended eons ago before humans even existed? The nickel, ultimate clue. Could a simple metal be the ultimate clue for life on Mars? Scientists just spotted something unusual in the Martian bedrock, incredibly high levels of nickel. On Earth, these kinds of nickel-rich layers aren't just random. They're often the chemical footprints of ancient methane-producing microbes. You see, these tiny organisms use nickel as a vital fuel for their enzymes. When they die, they leave behind a concentrated metallic legacy in the soil. Now, we have to be careful here. This isn't a "we found aliens" moment yet. It is what we call a potential biosignature. While volcanoes or meteorites could technically leave nickel behind, the levels Curiosity found are hard to explain with geology alone. If this is biological, it fits perfectly with the mysterious methane spikes we've been detecting in the Martian air. We might be looking at the chemical remains of Mars's very first inhabitants. It turns out the best way to find Martians might not be looking for bones, but for their chemical waste. Be honest. Does the idea of microbial ghosts in the rocks make Mars feel more like a living world to you? All these clues point to a single haunting question. If Mars was once so similar to Earth, what does its frozen silence tell us about the future of our own planet? Do you think we're looking at our past or a warning for our future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Fresh Science is here to bring you the most exciting breakthroughs from the edge of discovery. If you want to stay ahead of the latest news in science, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community. You can find all the scientific sources used for this video in the description below. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. Stay curious and stay fresh.